In the Tank Chat videos we talk about tanks, we talk about blitz, we talk about maps. And in the third episode we have a guest from the North American server called Littlefinger on Blitz. Please sit back and enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe, welcome back to the channel again. We have the third episode of the Tank Chats today, and my guest for today's episode is Littlefinger on Blitz. So welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's good to be here, connecting all the Blitz YouTubers through videos and especially on tanks they like. We have a few things to discuss. Update 5.5 coming up, which might or might not have some repercussions for your channel, because your channel is
no doubt.
Yeah, it is jam-packed with good stuff on mostly lower tier tanks.
That's right. I did full tank reviews on every tank, working on basically tier 2 and up, and currently working through the rest of tier 6s.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's going to be a lot of changes.
Yeah, I've seen a Cheeto review, a KV2 review. I think you have this one on the review as well, the VK2801. It's your favorite tank.
Absolutely.
That's what you told me, actually.
Yeah, it's my go-to whenever I'm having a few losing streaks. I like to whip this one out. I love the mobility and the gun on it.
Yeah, it's a brilliant gun platform with the WoT mounted.
Absolutely, it's use it for spotting, and just in the way this game's set up. Obviously, our team split up all over the place, and I'm just trying to get up here close to the middle and do my spotting work. But then we're gonna
shot in on the KV
and just try to make sure we're not going to get circled here on their spawn. And
and is it the mobile tanks? Is that what are your most favorite tanks in the game? I know there's people who like the really well armored tanks or the big tank destroyers, and some people like the mobile tanks. What ticks you off on Blitz? What keeps you attracted?
Absolutely, I'm not adverse to having lots of armor, but I prefer to have the speed and mobility. I just think with the unpredictability of these games, it's more important to be able to relocate than it is to be stuck on one side of the map with a heavy tank that you can't get around. And we're
going to see 4 games indeed today. One of them is this one, the VK2801. I actually learned something from it as well, because I didn't know you could get up on this little hill you are on now, getting a very sneaky kill on the Crusader.
You do have to be careful here, because once you get lit up, obviously down that alley there, it can be trouble. But you can get some nice spots in down there and get some good shots.
Is it going to be Turkish shoot then, if you're set up over there on the bridge and then?
Sometimes it can be, yeah.
Yeah. And you have 4 games today. You got the T49 after this one, I think, and we have TANKENSTEIN, and what's the last one again?
The IS-4.
Yeah, IS-4. So mobile heavy at the end. It's all about mobility, except maybe TANKENSTEIN. Why?
No. Well, TANKENSTEIN I just brought out. Obviously, we're close to Halloween here, just passed, and it reminds me of the Blitz, and I think they do a lot of good things for the player base. And that was one of the tanks back in the day, maybe about 3 years ago. You actually could get that through playing games, just like they did with the Scavenger there. So
and even without playing like the whole week and just playing and having no life.
Or worried about opening crates every day. Yeah,
true. Yeah, there was a good event, and as you said, it was like 3 years ago. So the one you're going to show is like the really original TANKENSTEIN. It's not.
Yeah, I didn't buy it with gold. I think they offered it for sale later on. But yeah, no, it's the original one. I earned that one.
Yeah, cool. I've mentioned your channel already in the beginning. Really well structured. You have playlists for basically anything. You have them set up by, I think, tank type, tier, nation. There's a lot. Yeah,
you can find the tanks reviews pretty easily, I think. And we're also doing some fun stuff. I have a Dumb Ways to Die. Episode 23, I think I just posted. So we've done quite a few of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did kind of surprise me, because you didn't die on the Dumb Ways to Die. So I was thinking, right, he's going to run in like happened to me on an AMX, and thinking, right, I've got that invisibility mode on, and then you get irradiated and obliterated. But here it didn't happen. But
yeah, not on the last one. The last one I think was kind of in the intro.
Yeah,
the tanks jumping on top of each other and it's been absolutely crazy this month with the mad games and all of the extra features on these tanks now.
Yeah, speed boost, making it completely uncontrollable.
Invisibility, yeah.
That was great stuff. You're finishing up on this game over here on Stia. You're getting shot badly by the KV2 in just a bit, can't really survive another shot. But
right, and I preach
hit points. Really
yeah,
well.
that's what I really try to preach, that to be conservative at the beginning of the game and make your hit points last, so that at the end of the game you can get into a hit point trade situation.
Like you did just here. I mean, there's only 1910 damage, but 4 kills combined with a T-34. That makes it 6 in total, first class. On a encounter battle, actually, as well, so that's good.
Yeah, you know, when you'd asked me to send over 4 battles, you know, typically I'm working on certain tanks for certain reviews or whatever, and I just, you know, I just said, out of all my garage, I'm going to pick these 4 tanks and just have a fun game with them. You know, I didn't wait to get a mastery game in anything. You know, these were just 4 back-to-back games that I thought were pretty fun.
Well, these were actually back-to-back, so you hopped out of the VK and then into the Tankenstein.
That's right, yeah.
That's cool.
All over the map, right?
Yeah, and I think it also shows what you do on the channel. It's Blitz as it is. It's not some battles that have been sought out, or just keep playing until you get the mastery and then show what to do. Is it
right? And so with my full tank reviews, I make sure that I include battles where I'm top tier and bottom tier, and also games that I win, and obviously games that I lose.
Yeah.
I'll show those too, because I think there's a lot that can be learned from making mistakes and pointing those out.
Shot you're going to make here, you think, I'm not fully in, and screw it, I'm going to shoot anyway. And then get a 484 roll on the Russian gun. You gotta love that.
Yeah, this isn't my favorite gun. You know, the Tankenstein is one of those rare TDs that does have should say premium tanks.
Yeah.
That has that has a choice of guns, but this was just what was loaded on there when I went into battle, and so I went with it. I would say of all of my gun types, these long reloading, high damage are probably my least favorite.
Yeah, and why is I can ask, why is that? You do like the mobility and to run around a bit and relocate quickly. This is more slow gameplay. You can see it here, actually. You still have 4 seconds to reload. You want to roll in and think, oh crap, no,
I know it, right.
4 seconds still to go. And is that what puts you off on these tanks? Is the fact that you have to wait like 15 seconds before you can put another shot in?
Yeah, here's a good example. 91 hit points, and I'm having to wait 16 seconds to reload to get 90 hit points. And so obviously, I think if you've got a gun that reloads faster, does a little bit less damage, it's a little bit more fun, I think.
Yeah. So if you would. If you would categorize the Tier 7 heavies, would you go for the Black Prince, the IS, or the T-29? Black Prince has that really quick reload, 160 out of the shot. IS 400, T-29 sits in the middle.
I am not a big fan of the British tanks, so I would definitely say the IS line. To me, it seems like they've got so many module upgrades on those British tanks that the grind on them is really difficult.
Yeah, it's a long
and the IS, have a little bit more mobility. But yeah, I really haven't played the Black Prince since they changed that gun. No, I have not played it too much.
I think that's funny actually, because you have mostly lower tier battles, and then you have the kind of broken Black Prince in Tier 7. Do you have a review of that tank available?
No, I do not.
Okay.
No.
What's your most favorite video on your channel you have, actually?
what is it? The T67. It was the T49, right? And then they changed it to the
XT49.
T67.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so it's not this one. This is a tier 8 light tank, but the T49 used to be a tier 5. US tank destroyer with no armor.
Right. And yeah, ended up in a 1-on-5 situation. And it wasn't all 5 of them were one-shots. There were some full health tanks in there, and managed to use the speed of the tank to relocate several times and just catch everybody off guard. Ended up doing like 3,600 damage on it. Yeah.
In that tank.
So
no armor.
And no armor. And the end of it didn't come down to my superior gameplay. It came down to an Anko just completely blowing a wide open shot. So a little bit of luck there too.
We do have that luck from time to time. Everybody has it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I had a game just the other day, about 2 days ago, where I ended up on 4 hit points in a 3 versus 5 situation, I think. But my teammates weren't, well, stellar performance either. I had 4 hit points left in the object 140, managed to kill a few tanks, and then I kept the decap on Canal. Put 1 shot into a VK, and then I was thinking I would go unspotted, but then he saw me and he actually missed. So I survived, managed to shoot and get the Redley Walters medal and the ace. So it wasn't due to my superior gameplay indeed, but well, lucky.
Rather be lucky than good, right?
Yeah.
They say.
Yeah, I do admire your skill and patience here, and also just waiting. Being brave and everything. I'm going to push now. No, let's not push. Let's just
well, we got the leopard, hoping to get a big shot on the leopard and hit the tracks, and decide to get out of dodge. This our friendly STA here didn't do us any favors.
No, not a lot. But this one is, I think, really good. You're just going forward, backwards, waiting. Hello, Warlord, the leopard. Yeah, and then it's annoying. It's kind of run out of HP with the T, basically. It's not even your... It's not the victory point, really. You get 2 bases running.
Yeah, exactly. So let's play more defensive and, protect the 2 bases. But we just keep losing tanks, so...
Yeah, and T49 is not known for its TPM with the big gun mounted. Yeah, but
no, but it's fun. It's got the mobility and it's got the big derp gun that everyone likes. So
and what you do here is basically indeed go on a flank, keep an eye out on the map. Well, our tank spotted, bit of lucky shot on the AMX, but
that was very lucky.
But still, you got it back to 5 to 600 on 600, more or less in terms of victory points. So in that regard, it was really good play.
Now we're even. We're down 2 tanks. Yeah.
Yeah, and you kill another tank, so it's now a 2-on-4.
And I was thinking of going up to C here, and then kind of changed my mind on that.
Yeah. And I think that would have been a good idea. Maybe just kill the. But then
I probably should have gone up to C there. This was probably a bad mistake.
Yeah, maybe the mistake you make is trying to get this shot on the AMX, which was honestly optimistic. If it would have hit.
Well, I figured by the time I caught him back up, I'd be reloaded, which almost came in true.
Yeah, but
we get real lucky here.
Yeah, and it's obviously the hindsight. But if you look at the hit points left on 2 of the other tanks, they were 1-shots for you. I think 1 tank was a 225 or something. And this is actually a good move, just moving away and then going the other way, making the think you're going left. But yeah, maybe you were not unspotted already.
Yeah.
But all in all, a good you have a reason. Yeah.
I mean, but that's a game like that's fun to me. I did, obviously it's a loss, but moving around the battlefield, doing 3K damage, I mean, that's fun, so.
Sitting on the edge of your seat.
But exactly.
The corner. And you've done a game, another one, a 3K damage game in the Was it a T-44 or Type 59? Not sure.
The next game is the IS-4.
No, in the, another video of yours on map awareness. I think that was in the Type 59, wasn't it? On Black Gold.
Yeah.
I remember the map.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that was a recent video I posted, and basically what I was talking about is I think I went the first minute and a half without taking a shot.
Yeah.
I was just trying to figure out where the weakness of their
2 minutes. I watched the video.
It might have been. We lost at least 2 tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were already down 2 tanks, and I hadn't even shot, but ended up being top damage, and obviously being able to contribute. Yeah, absolutely. And so as far as tanks that I love, everyone asks me, "What's your favorite tier 10?" And without a doubt, this is it. It's got good mobility. Yeah, the IS-4, good mobility and super armor. And a very good gun too, in my opinion.
Yeah, for a heavy with this kind of armor and mobility and Russian gun, it's
right.
Surprisingly accurate, I think.
And then there's nothing special about this game whatsoever. It's just brute force, push our way through, and do as much damage as we can in a short amount of time. Really, it was a good team. I'm just coming around the corner just to
IS-4 line be a line you would recommend new players could go the IS-4 line? That's Littlefinger's tip for today.
Absolutely, that's my favorite tier 10. There's a lot of good tanks in that line.
Right, and in terms of tanks on lower tiers, say a lot of good tanks in the IS-4 line, that would make the KV-1 as a good tank on tier 6 to grind, or maybe the VK.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're both good. What else is in that line? The STA's in there. Is that right?
Yeah. Down tank. Horrible stock grind. Horrible stock grind. That's for sure, but...
Right.
The tank itself is really good when you get it upgraded.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I think you can say that for a lot of these tanks, though. The grind to the top modules can be difficult. Yeah. But we're just going to leave that guy there and move over to these 2 guys.
Yeah, the chieftain. Right, first you're going to take care of that one.
That's right. All yours.
Yeah, take him. Yeah, he takes him out. Now, what I liked about this game, because you said there's nothing special on it, you put a shot into the Jagdpanzer, he's going down in a few seconds, and the Jagdtiger gets taken out, and then you're thinking, okay, we've won.
Game over. No, wait.
no, there's still another one left. Oh, it's 6-0. Oh, where's the Leopard? Oh, yeah. Oh, he's still there. I'm not going to get there in time. Yeah, Leopard down.
Yeah. Other side of the map.
Yeah, love that one. What to finish off, what would be your tip for new players? I mean, IS-4 line, solid line, go grind that one. What would be the best tip you have to give to new players? The one skill they really need to develop before they go up to tier 10.
Yeah, look into side scraping, look into getting hold down in these terms that you can research. But Wargaming is not going to teach you how to do them, and their bots certainly aren't going to show you how to do them. And play that tank over and over again until you get it down pat, and you have the free experience that you go in, you buy your next tank, and you can upgrade all those modules with your free experience. To me, I think that's the most fun way to go about it.
Yeah. So the one thing they would need to develop is actually not just one, but just basic skills. Learn to know how to use your armor, learn hold down, basic skills, and only then go up higher tiers. Is that a good summary?
That would be it.
Cool. Well, that's a nice way, I think, to end today's Tank Chat then. Thank you very much for joining in.
I appreciate you taking the time, and
you're welcome.
Hopefully you guys come visit my channel. And
yeah, they must. I mean, Tank Chat is about tank tests, it's about fun, but also, guys, do check out Littlefinger's channel. It is chock full of lower tier tanks. I know that a lot of people go for the higher tier damage games, but we've all been there in lower tiers. If you run into players on lower tiers who could who need some advice, please send them to Littlefinger as well. Channel link is in the description below, and from the top right hand side eye icon as well. Thank you very much for joining in.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I hope your channel can keep growing. and growing, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.